Hello everyone, this is Borna Kazerani from Melbourne, Australia. Everything fine? And first of all, thank you so very much for all your lovely comments and messages, and please forgive me if I'm not able to reply you all. I'll try my best. Tonight, I'm gonna have a conversation with Ian Edwards, who is an English artist who was born in 1974 in Wallington, England. His works express creativity, insights, and truth. The purpose of each piece is to capture the pinnacle moments of life's journey. At the cornerstone of the artist's works is the inventor of the human spirit. The series expresses Edward's life's beckoning, the seed to create sculptures of meaning, sculptures that speak of our highest aspirations grow within Edwards from an early age. From 7, Edwards knew he would be a sculptor. The young Edwards began to develop and nurture his own humanity through the self-expression by creativity. At the age of 16, Ian was spotted by the renowned G&H Studios, with whom he completed a 5-year apprenticeship of 16th and 18th century. He's experienced lots of different exhibitions in the past and getting himself ready for the new one. Now let me take you, before I'm gonna invite Edward, actually I'm going to show you something.
I am sculptor Ian Edwards. So my story is simple. I love creation. I love to create and form. I love to create the symbolic meaning within the pieces, and I want to capture life's journey, the unfolding and the self-realization within my sculptures, and the sculptures capture the pinnacle moments on the path of self-realization. Why? Because that's my life, because that's what I love to do, and it's what I find most fulfilling. That's all I know. Within this realization, I want to capture those pinnacle moments of suffering, of when you become true to yourself and you take those steps, those cornerstone moments of capturing that symbolically within the sculpture.
Now I'm gonna invite him to join me for a conversation. Ian!
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's good. It's a really hot day in England.
Yeah, like Australia in Melbourne. So, Ian, thank you very much for being here tonight with me. I really appreciate that. And also, I've noticed that you've gotten lots of Iranian or Persian followers. So,
Right.
do you want? Yeah. So, do you want to say hi to them in my mother tongue? Okay. If you say hi, it says salam.
Say it one more time.
Salam. Yeah. And if you want to ask them how are they doing, it's say Kubi.
Salam. Kobi. Kind of.
Yes, you got it right. Okay, since I've said that, like, we're gonna have a conversation, I've got lots of questions. So hopefully, get the time to actually go through them. Anyways, when I was reading your biography, I felt that if you weren't a professional sculptor and you didn't succeed, you had a writer or maybe a very good poet. The way you described yourself and your sculptures made me feel that way. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I have. It's interesting you say that because for me, it's the message is what I want to say, and sculpture is a medium of self-expression. But for me, it really is self-expression and the meaning behind the work.
My question was different. So my question is, have you ever been thinking that you can write or like become a poet? Because we get to the point that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so I understand. Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes. I would maybe more a poet. I love to speak, so the performance part of that would really suit me. Yeah. It would.
And I also realize that you're a spiritual person, kind of, and this can be seen and felt with elegance in your sculptures. You've some unique sculptures, and I love them. I'm talking in particular about those human sculptures that kind of define, like they want to fly, with power. And tell me about that. What message do you want to convey through them?
Okay, yeah. So the sculpture is the medium to express the human spirit, but it's the human spirit as it comes through the path of spirituality, of self-realization. So what form that takes, I don't mind. It can be any form of religion, any form of spirituality, but basically the same thing is self-realization, self-discovery, and then self-expression. Yeah.
Especially one of the, like, most of them like that, and I love that.
Yeah. And this piece is one of them is called The Calling, and it's a very cornerstone, fundamental piece for me. And it's to express the human spirit and the need for self-expression. That I believe there's something inside of you calling out to the universe, but at the same time, the universe is calling to us. And within this lies self-fulfillment.
You're an amazing speaker. The way that you're choosing the words, I love it, actually.
Thank you.
So now I want to take you back to years ago. So I know when you were at the age of 7, you knew that you were going to be a sculptor. Talk to me about that, the connection, the moment. Tell me.
Yeah. So I'm severely dyslexic. So because of this, I had no ability to write, and no ability, and not very good at maths either. I not everybody who's dyslexic, sometimes they're okay with maths, but me, I was completely a fish out of water in the school system, standard school system. And so when I was asked to do the maths and the English in the morning, then in the afternoon, this is, a preschool, I would then do arts and crafts for the afternoon. You would do your arts and crafts, and then it was doing the arts and crafts I found an absolute bliss in creating. I think it was, people call it now the zone, you know, when you zone out, you're just making away. It didn't matter so much what I was making, it was just that it was me and the work, and the rest of the world stopped. And that's when I fell in love with the creative process. And then from there outwards, I would search for it. And it could come in the simplest form. I mean, I could literally, as a boy, you know, I'd take a stick and I would make a little spear. And as I was making the spear, I would start to experience this state of absolute peace. And then I would search for the state rather than what I was making. And that was how it began. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is like it came naturally without your self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I've gotten more than 200 questions right now, and let me, I got my question always happens, and I will ask your question if we get a chance. Now it's okay. No, now. Like in the old days, we cannot say we have bad artists in the world, because I believe that even those artists who are not unique have their fans. We also have a lot of creative people. So now, one of the main things that have happened is a competition between artists. And it seems to be causing more growth and creativity among artists due to the wide range of work of art. Is there much demand and audience, for example, in your field?
Is there much demand for the audience? For the audience? Yeah, I think so. Enough for me. Yeah. And that audience has grown over the years. And with the use of social media, I've been able to get to a greater audience and an international audience. As you pointed out at the beginning, I have people following me from very diverse backgrounds and diverse countries. And sometimes I'm surprised, you know, where the interest comes from.
Why?
I think because you start to look at it in one direction, thinking your audience is just here, and then you forget, wait a minute, the world's a little bit bigger than you realize. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, I live here in Devon, in the southwest of England, and it's a very quiet area. It's a very quiet part of England. And it's not so culturally diverse, you know? So social media really gives me a huge outlet to speak to many, you know, through my work.
There you go. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
You've practiced many exhibitions related to your work previously. Has there ever been a particular exhibition which surprised you and you didn't expect that?
Yeah, I remember one time I had an exhibition in London, and I wanted to showcase some of my new sculpture, which was my figurative work, and it was a huge risk for me. It was an exhibition which cost me tens of thousands of pounds to set up. So I went into it completely, you know, behind. You know, borrowing money, completely, just it had to work. And yeah, and it was received really well. It was in a top location in London, and the work was received really well, and we sold lots of work. And by the first morning, I was in profit, and I was like, whew, survived. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the common things you're struggling with as a sculptor? over the years, probably?
What do I struggle with? I think, well, I'm in a stage at the moment where I'm going for a transition, where I'm wanting my work to have a whole different look and feel. And the transition is, I still want to say the same thing, but I want to say it with a more contemporary feel in the sculpture. So I'm playing with that now and how I want to capture that, and but not to lose my voice, the authenticity of my voice in the work.
Why? Why do you want to change?
Why do I want it to change? Because I'm excited in the new opportunities and the new look of the work, and I want it to have a more contemporary, just a different feel, but say the same thing. I guess that's the challenge of it: to remain current with the work, to remain current with the look, but carry the same voice.
As far as understanding what you're saying is like a different aspect that what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The atmosphere and get rid of the like a serious conversation and question. I want to ask you a favor. I want you to get up and pick up your like your phone or your camera and give us a tour and show us around and studio, and if there's any project that you're working on, we are more than happy to gonna watch that, please.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And please do it slowly, because just let's enjoy and watch it.
Yeah, sure. So at the moment, I'll spin you like this. This is my main studio.
Ian, you've got an option on your screen. You can reverse the camera, hold the camera, and go through it.
I'll do that, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. And you're still there. That's cool. I get it now. Okay, so just to explain where we are, this is in my main studio room. So if we come around, this is a new piece, or a new version of a piece which I've worked on before, and I'll go around it from here. This piece is called Self-Creation. And you can see the size of it if I put my hand near. It's based on half life size. And this piece is born out of one of my core beliefs, which is through the focusing of your mind, you can literally carve out your own destiny. Self-creation. Yeah. And I depicted it with the human form.
Is that a clay or is that a bronze?
This is a hard master, just a hard master. And from this, we would take a mold and then we cast it into bronze from the silicon mold. But I just keep the hard masters to make a mold from. Then here is one of my earlier works, which is the cooling. And this one is in bronze. And he's screaming up to the universe, like so.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Can you go the way, like on the other side of the sculptor?
So the light's behind it, yeah, like this, yeah.
Yeah, get a light on it.
Yeah. And so just to explain, because I was talking earlier on about the new style of work. So this is the same piece being started now in the new style of work. So can you see he's all flat facets? And this is again as a hard master, which we just started. And it will be completely polished. It will be like a car. If you imagine like a Lamborghini with the sharp edges polished, it will be like this. And this is how it starts off. Here's one of the components. This is an arm. So the arm would be on here. So it will be the same piece as before, the cooling. but in a completely different feel. And we do this in absolutely polished bronze, or a polished carbon fiber, like a sports car, this type of look and feel. And then again, if we come back here to one of the different style of work, this is a female calling.
Can you go closer, please?
Yeah. Here she is.
Wow.
And this one is in bronze.
Wow.
Yeah, and the idea with this piece is she's coming from the darkness of matter towards self-realization, towards the light.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you. And then you can see here again on the new one how it's all made up of flat facets to create a very geometrical type of form and shape, which I'm loving at the moment. This is what I'm excited about. Also,
sorry,
one of my...
sorry,
Yep, of course.
Sculpture. So what you were talking about, like the transition. That's what you're pointing to.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So this is what I'm playing around with at the moment, and this is what I lose sleep over, thinking about this. This is always in my mind at the moment. Yeah. 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 And then in the background is another area is my what I call my affirmation paintings of power, symbolizing all my core beliefs. So I'm working on these at the moment. Wow. And again, this is then a small bronze, and more of an original bronze.
Can you go to the other side? It's
this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can. Yeah, and this one is called this piece is called the Hour of Darkness. Again, another bronze.
What's the story behind that?
The story behind this is that when life completely feels black, when it becomes completely on top of you, there is the hour of darkness. But within that, I see that as part of the spiritual journey of that you come from darkness to light. You know, at the darkest hour is before the dawn rises. This is the meaning behind this. Yeah. So this room, to explain it, I'm very fortunate. You see this? You want to see this? Yeah.
Yes.
Here. This is that's interesting. This is one of my abstract pieces. This is just to express energy, the feeling of energy. I don't have really. This one isn't born out of words. It's just born out of feelings. The energy, how I feel. The gold is very significant for me at the top. And I don't know why. Yeah, I have a lot of explanations for a lot of my work. I don't for this. I just like it. And it's acrylic on a. If you come close, you see it's a heavily. First of all, I sculpt the surface, and it's heavily textured.
Wow.
And then I paint on top of the texture. So I like to sculpt the surface first.
Okay, so are you? Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
No, that's it. So this is just some others here as well. If I cover the light up, maybe we can see it better. Not sure how well we can see that. There you go. That might be a bit better. This one is Transfiguration. Sorry, the light's not great on this.
It's all right.
But it's another bronze. And it's just the Transfiguration as we move out. This one is
wow,
representing really within each step, meaning life, there is a moment within life where you have to take a leap, you have to take that step. And I have a belief that the ground will rise for you.
It's amazing.
And that's what I wanted to represent here. Here's my puppy.
Hi, puppy.
His name is Ragnar. And then Finley's brought this over for us. This is my son, my oldest son, Finley.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Are you into your dad field also? Are you interested in sculpture?
No, I'm not trained in sculpture, but I'm about to go into the sales team.
So Finley's going to work with us in sales. Yeah. So he was just bringing this one over to show you guys, which is a self-creation again. But on this one, I've started to combine the painting and my writing on the sculpture. So if I turn him, yeah.
Why did you choose the black, like completely black texture or the color?
Yeah, this one I liked in black. I've started to make them now white as well. And I also like the idea of one being like a silver. But it's just, I thought it would make a nice background for the writing to go on. But yeah, I think next I will do a series of them in a different color, and I like the idea now of white, like a matte white.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just play around with that. So that's this room, and then I show you. So this room really is my what I call my clean room in my studio. I'm really fortunate. We're building a guest house. So when you come to England, you can come and stay with us.
I'm coming to England.
Yeah. And then this is our garden, and at the moment we have diggers here because we're putting in some of the foundations for the next part of the building. But then if I show you through here, then you'll see that this is really then the production part of the studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is what I've been working on this morning, and Finley was putting on to my story. This is a piece which is leaving for the States tomorrow, this one is called Born of Fire, and it's a bronze, and it's at the stage where I'm just putting the color on the bronze, and then I'll rub the bronze back through the surface. So that's that one. The piece which you saw inside, sorry, my bench is a real mess out here. This is the reality. That one is pretend. This is reality. So this will be, sorry, I'll lift this up to try and show you. This is a bronze which I'm working on, which will be self-creation again. And then, so this will all be welded together. So it starts off in sections, and then we weld the bronze together, and then we chase the bronze so you can't see the weld lines. And then here is a figure. This is a figure called the Leap of Faith, and she's in sections and will be welded as well. And this is our welding bench, and here's the stand for this piece. Welding tools. And this is where I live. I live in a little English old cottage on the other side. And here is the workshop where this part of the workshop, we will make molds. And here you are. Here we have a small version of the cooling here being worked on. And I noticed that this is black as well. I'm starting to realize you pointed something out. I'm obviously very in love with black at the moment. I didn't realize.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I was curious because my curiosity came from like most of your sculptures are quite like it's got a vintage kind of color, but the new ones are completely different.
Yes, yeah. And this, I wanted to show you this is a silicon rubber mold. And this is what we pour. So we'd make the original sculpture, and then we'd put rubber around the sculpture, and then we put a hard case around the rubber, and then we can pour into this for making bronzes. So this is the mold which a bronze would come out of.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we have to make a mold to make the sculpture. So we make first of all, we make the original, then we make a mold, and then from the mold we can cast. So this is more of a workshopy area. And then if I show you here, background this side, then in here we have lots of pieces which are in the process of being finished.
Oh my God.
And here is a white creation of self. Some of these are never been seen before, but I'll show you. This was a cool project which I started. This little teddy bear. It's called Bear Love. Yeah. Here is the female leap of faith.
Stop there on that sculptor because I've got a question for you. That's what's written here. So one of your unique and iconic sculpture, which is an amazing piece, that's the one that you're just showing us, is the woman who seems to be riding the wave and raising towards the sky. That's the exactly one that I'm talking about. I would like to know actually how the idea of this work crossed your mind and what is the story behind that? Tell me about that, please.
Okay, yeah. So if I turn this piece so we can see it. So this one is a hard master. We're still working on this piece, but I've finished it many times. I'll take you and show you a finished one. But this piece is called Leap of Faith, and what it's to represent is that to bring your heart's desires into the world, you will have to take a leap of faith. That's the adventure. Life will ask you to go on an adventure, which is life, in the expression of your heart's desires. And that's what this piece is representing, taking the leap of faith. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Any good from the other side? Could you please just...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, and this one is very, very different. It's very finely sculpted. And then if you come to one of these pieces, they're very textured and very loose in the sculpting technique. So as you can see over the years, I keep changing my techniques because I just enjoy capturing different looks and forms. And then this is me playing around with the facets, starting to sculpt the facets and find how that will work. This is a wax, and this piece is in wax, and we would use this for the lost wax process. And this piece is called Surrender. And today we just sent a half-life size, a huge one of these, to Madrid in Spain.
Oh.
Yeah, we sent one of those off today. That left. This is one which is being worked on, another self-creation. Here is some more work, and the new calling, working on a large piece. As you can see, it's about life size. This piece has a hat on its head. I don't know why. Here's the female version of this one. Is called Born Within Fire.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
And then I have a finished leap of faith in my office, and I'll show you that.
Wow.
So we walk back through. That's Finley sat down. That's what he does a lot of. So this is another part of my studio. We're going to put a kitchen in here just to make it so we have a kitchen out in the studio area. And then it's not very tidy at the moment. My wife would tell me off, but this is our office. But the reason why I come in here is because here is a floor standing leap of faith.
I do love this one. amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think this one's great, and we're in discussions at the moment with for a commission for the Palm in Dubai for a huge version of this.
Okay, can you
Yeah.
close? I want to see her face. Wow.
If I turn it towards the light a bit more, you might see a bit better.
Wow. So are you one of those? Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well done, really.
Thank you. Yeah, I sculpted this piece in the last probably 4 years ago. I didn't sculpt the female form for many, many years. I didn't sculpt the female form, I think, for my first 20 years of sculpting. And then I came to the female form, and I've really enjoyed to sculpt it. It's been, yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
And
it's the abandoned.
Sorry, go on. What you were saying?
No, it's to represent taking a leap of faith, but it's the expression. If you see, her eyes are closed, and it's all symbolic. Her eyes are closed as she takes the leap, and she leads with her heart, but her eyes are closed because she has faith in her heart's desires.
Wow.
Yeah.
That piece of sculpture, actually, that sculpture is quite meaningful.
Thank you. And then we go back out, and we promise we don't tell my wife what a mess I've shown everybody.
No one's gonna watch these, so just a little.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. We have one more area, which at the moment is like a workshop area for us. But yeah, that's my studio. This is where I work.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So I've got more questions. Thank you so very much. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. So
Cool.
I enjoyed a lot. So I can't wait actually to meet you in reality and come and take a visit to you. You're gonna give me a tour in reality. One day when I come.
Yeah.
Over the years working as a sculptor, so you've ever over the years working as a sculptor, have you ever reached a point in your life where you've lost your hope for what you're doing and couldn't see any future for that? If so, what helped you to not give up?
No, I've never lost hope in my sculpture. No, this is it. I love what I do. It's a commitment to living a life which I believe in. No, sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go well. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. I'm not saying that, but I'm not doing anything else. And what I'm drawn sometimes to do is more of.
Okay.
Not less of, more of. So sculpture and maybe speaking, or sculpture and writing. But now at the moment it's sculpture and painting. Yeah. So yeah, no. But I do have days.
Sorry.
So one thing I will say, I want to say this. How do I pick myself up when I have low days? I listen to inspirational speakers. I search inspiration. That's what I do. Because look, I'm not always great. So I try to, if you wake up in the middle of the night and and your mind is worrying, you know, and it's dark. Inside your head, it's dark outside, it's dark inside. I just hit that audio button. I put on a positive podcast, anything. I just start listening to positive thoughts from somebody else to get myself out of it. That's my form of escapism or freedom. Yeah.
Fair enough. So are you one of those, yeah, that's what I do when I get to the point in my life, that stage in life, like I'm feeling quite like down. So the affirmation videos on YouTube or probably, you know, different social platforms, listening to them is like cheers me up again, just got back on my feet again and continue what I'm doing. So are you one of those sculptors whose idea has already formed in his mind before to start making a sculpture or not?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I have a very clear idea in my mind's eye what I want to create before I start. Yeah, I may not know exactly every aspect. You know, I might just change the form of a hand or the gesture or the movement or the twist, and I might twist the figure a bit more. But generally, I know what I want to say, and then it's just how to capture that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That was my last question. Now I just got time for one question. And, oh my God. So, okay, so there are all, okay, I'm just going to read the, one of the question, which is in my mother tongue Farsi. I need to interpret or translate into English. So, hi, could you please ask Ian, what is what sort of materials you use for your sculptures? Is it clay? Is it bronze? Or is it like
the original. So when I first create, I would create maybe in clay or wax. Then we make a mold, and then we cast into bronze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ian, it was so lovely talking to you. I really appreciate that. I really enjoy. And hopefully to see you one day in the reality. So did you like our conversation?
Brilliant. Lovely. Really enjoyed it. And thank you very much for doing the interview, and really nice to meet you.
It was lovely talking to you as well. I'll talk to you soon. So take care and have a wonderful time. Try your best. Well done.
Thank you. Peace out. Bye.
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 Thank you very much. I had a conversation with Ian Edwards. If you want to find out more about Ian, you can actually go to his website or on Instagram and figure out actually I had a conversation with. I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to go through the old questions. So go to Ian's page. Thank you. Keep your smile and see you soon. Bye.